Alright, here we go. We're going to cut a large sound hole in this guitar. And I get a surprising number of requests from people asking how do I do a large sound hole. So first of all, this guitar is a 70s D35. D35s tend to be kind of bassy. They don't tend to have a lot of treble, not a lot of snap to them. When you enlarge the sound hole, you will let the treble and the mid-range out. You'll decrease the bass boominess, so that boom, boom, that boom sound, you would decrease that a little bit. And people say, well, it decreased the bass. No, it decreased the bass attack more. But at the same time, it lets the sound out of the hole faster. You'll hear, I hear, a little bit of a quicker response. And because it tends to throw the sound in a wider arc with a bigger hole, you, as a player, will hear more sound up here. The microphone will pick up the sound better. People to the sides of you will hear sound better, and that sort of thing. The smaller the hole, it projects across the room maybe, but you'll have trouble hearing it on either side. So that's the reason that we're doing this, to increase the treble and the mid-range on this bassy D35. Now again, this guitar's already got modifications to it. The bridge is scooted back, it's got a new bridge, it's got a new bridge plate, it's going to have the popsicle brace pulled out, the tuners have been changed on the headstock, it's going to have a pickguard restuck, so it's got lots of modifications. It's not a stock guitar anymore. And doing the sound hole like this will, just blow the value. I don't even put a number on, just say it's going to destroy the value. But go find the video I did on the D28 Marquee where I enlarged the sound hole. And I talk about the perceived value of the guitar over there. So in this case, it might ruin the value realistically by $100, $200. And on a modified D35, honestly, who cares about that? If it makes the owner happier, that's really what we want here. But just to be sure I do the right guitar here, I always check and make sure I've got it. And turns out, look, he paid me. Turns out that, yes, enlarge the sound hole, serial number 412. And check the serial number, and this is 412. I've got 3 D35s here, and I want to make sure I've got the right D35. So the process that I'm going to do here is use my Dremel tool. It's got the little sanding disc on it. And I'm going to do this by hand. I'm just going to sand it down like this. We're going to take the sound hole to 4 1/4, which is what I humorously refer to as a half Tony. And I'm referring to Tony Rice's guitar, of course, which is where a lot of us got this idea. The full Tony is a 4 9/16 of an inch, which takes it out here to this rosette ring. But a 4 1/4 will eliminate this inner rosette ring. So I'm going to use the sander just to get down to the rosette ring, and then I'm going to take an X-Acto knife, I'm going to score around it, and I'm going to remove the rosette ring. Then I would take a piece of folded over sandpaper like this, which is reinforced with strapping tape on the back to make it stiffer and more durable, and I'll just hand sand that corner out. There'll be a ledge, and I'll use that as my guide. And then I'll take a little bit of shellac, and I will French polish the inside of the lip to give it a little bit of a finish. When you do this by hand, this rim right here is going to be square edged. It's hard to get a beveled edge on it again because the finish isn't going to look right. So I don't bother with that. I just make a square edge, and to me, that is a little bit of the appeal of a large sound hole. It looks homemade, it looks dangerous, like you hot rodded your guitar, which you did. Now, I'm going to hand hold the Dremel. You could use a bass like this, but the problem with the bass is scratching the top of the guitar. Which sounds crazy because you're getting ready to rip the sound hole out of it, but I just don't, it just doesn't add anything to me. And over the times that I've done it, I just hand hold this thing. Watch my hands, watch how I brace it, you'll see. Okay? We are ready to go. Here we go. I'm going to go ahead and turn the mic, well, no, we're all right. Okay, here we go. Okay. Right there's not a bad sound hole, you know. Now I'm going to score. This is just to keep the finish from flaking off. Help you get the rosette ring out. Which is just fun to see if I can pull the rosette ring out in one piece. I could continue to Dremel through here. But a while ago, I was able to pull a complete ring out, and I just thought that was kind of cool, you know, to be able to shave the original ring. So again, I'm just using the back edge of this blade and dragging it along here. Once it goes in, it kind of guides it. And just cut it. You can start up in here. That. Pull it. And just pull it inwards. Okay. Okay. Complete sound hole ring. Okay. Now I've got this mark, and that's going to be a little too much still to hand sand, so you come in with the Dremel and get it close. We're getting pretty close now. Now let me show you the ledge. That's what we look like right now. You can see the ledge running right along here where the rosette was. And you could rebuild this, you know. You could build another ledge up in here, build another shelf. You could inlay a fresh rosette or the old one if I saved it well enough. You could put a little piece of wood back inside there. You know, if you really had to, you could rebuild one. I wouldn't want to. It could be done. And that's it. I'm just using this stiff sandpaper like this to curve around the edges here. You could figure out how to use a cone. The trouble with a cone is it's going to be tapered. And then you are going to end up tapering the rim, which you're going to have to finish. But if you want to do that, you can do that. This is how I do it. Okay, and I can see just a tiny bit of the rim left in there, so I know when to stop. you go. Now, take sandpaper and just rub it on the inside edge and bevel it just a little on the inside. That does make it look a little nicer. Okay. Shellac. You need to make your own shellac. I use this stuff. Which is no longer available. It's called the hard shellac. I've had it for a long time from Luther's Mercantile. But you can get flakes, make your own shellac, or use any kind of finish. Mini wax or something like that might be fine for this. It's just dampened, and I'm just going to go like this. Kind of smear the inside to get rid of that fresh wood look. When I do that, I can see now that I still got a little bit of rim left over here. Right here. We'll come back in and get that. I had sawdust sitting on it. Sand dust. What kind of luthier says sand dust? You think Joe Walsh says sand dust? Set back up again. The sand dust song. Huh? That's all we need to do. Using a large sound hole. Ta-da! And this is a D35, so let me get the neck. The hook board extension is going to come over like that, and that's what it's going to look like. Cool, huh? Okay, bye-bye.